Mhm.
Hello everyone, this is Stephen Betty Bishop from Matoso, Kenya on the beautiful shores of Lake Victoria. We have a vocational training school here, and the school year is 3 months of training and 1 month off, which gave us 3 months of the year to have very low activity level at the school. Well, Tom Tucker and I were talking about it, and Tom felt like God wanted us to start a school of ministry for local pastors. We serve in the bush, so the bush pastors have very little opportunity for training or special education or ministerial education. So we decided that it would be a good idea and approached the church leadership with the idea of bringing the pastors to our school, giving them a week of good food and Bible teaching, and see what God would do with it. So this has been our first week to do that. And Betty and I came early this year so that we could participate in this training, and it has been a wonderful week. We were expecting a number of pastors from between 100 and 150. However, the weather's been so bad that a lot of them couldn't make it. And in fact, there's a neighborhood not too far from us that was totally flooded, and all the roads were blocked. They couldn't get out, so they took a boat and rode down to the lake in the boat and came across. It took them 1 hour to get here in a fishing boat that was not real stable. I'd have to admit it was pretty scary. We went down and took pictures of it.
And the
But
rain was coming down in sheets.
yes, the rain was horrendous. The wind was blowing, and the rain was terrible. It was really an attack. But they made it. They were very excited about getting here. One man got here a day ahead of time. He was so excited about getting here for the training. We had a gentleman named Bruce Galloway, who is an evangelist, who has done a lot of work in Africa. And God gave him some very good teaching material and insight into how to help the pastors. So he worked quite a bit, and then Betty did some teaching, and I did some teaching. So, Betty, what did God give you to give to the pastors?
Well, I was told that there would be some women here, so I decided to, uh, well, first of all, I prayed and asked God what He wanted me to share with them, and He told me that He wanted them to know how special they were and how much He loved them. But He also told me that are to live a purpose-filled life, and that's what my teaching was mainly on, was that we are not an accident, and God has a plan and a purpose for our lives, women and men.
So,
So
what kind of results did you see? Did you get good reactions from your teaching?
I did. Everyone seemed to really enjoy it. I actually enjoyed, surprised myself. I knew that I had prepared. I had made lots of notes, and I had really prepared myself, but I had no idea how long it was going to take. And by the time I got through, it was a 2 hour teaching. So I shocked myself, but it wasn't really, I shouldn't have, because I prayed and I asked God to be with me, and I quoted I am bold in the Lord, I am strong in the Lord. And so I knew that He was going to, we knew before we came that there was going to be something mighty done at this teaching.
It was very exciting to see her, Betty, the non-teacher, who just stood up there and acted like she did this every day. And the people were so excited. They laughed a lot when she would tell of the adventures of our family, and it was just exciting for me to watch her out of her element, and yet God used her. And then Bruce was led to to teach the pastors on church growth, and what does it take to get church growth in your church, in your congregation. And God just used it very mightily in these men and women, because they had never been into a training session like that before. So as Bruce shared with them and they began to open up, uh, their hearts were changed. We watched over the time of the seminar, we watched them change from being very tight, very closed. They didn't want to open up, to suddenly they're having a lot of fun and they're open and God's touching them. And it was just a great time. And I got to teach a couple of my favorite subjects and watched God touch the hearts of the people. And I'm very short-winded. I don't teach very long at all. 30 minutes is about my maximum, but during this time the Lord just opened my mouth and I taught for 2 hours. And the people that knew me were shocked. They couldn't believe that I taught that long. But God was here, and that was the key. We were able to give them a lot of books. EMIC gave us the books they sowed into our ministry. I shouldn't say gave, they sowed into our ministry. And everyone just received the books. They were so blessed and so honored and so excited to have real material that they could use. We gave several Bibles out. We established a bank in the library here on the compound so that the pastors are able to come. We didn't have 100 copies of a lot of the books, the bigger ones especially, but they're here on the compound so they can come, take a book, check it out, and take it home and get a lot of material that will just help them and encourage them. And we're excited about what God's going to be doing in this community because of this seminar. And most important of all, the church, the leaders of the denomination that are involved primarily came and said, this cannot be the last. That was so wonderful. We want to bring our wives. We want to have a large group come next year. And they said, we would be surprised if we don't have 200 come next year. And we're going, okay, God, we're not sure exactly what you're doing, but we're willing and we're excited about where God's taken us. Thank you so much for your help, your participation. God bless you. Have a great week.